What's good, YouTube? It's a Christ Leviathan Prophecy, and I'm gonna show you a little rundown, a little tutorial on 2K10. So I'm just gonna go down the rosters, to see who's. Wow, it looks way different on the on the Xbox 360. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was not expecting this. Alright, so and we have to go to team up. Oops, my bad. My bad. Did not mean to do that. Did not mean to do that. Let me quit. I'm trying to go to the really. So obviously 2K10 wasn't really that too far, you know what I'm saying? This is my opinion. I think this is when 2K was not even 2K. I think this is when I think this was when 2K was 2K, you know what I'm saying? Like the NBA was, the NBA, you know what I'm saying? You didn't necessarily have a whole bunch of super teams that you had to, account for. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was their own. Everybody was in their own lane. You know what I'm saying? But now it's just gotten to... What? Hold on. You gotta be kidding me. You're telling me I can't... Oh, really? You can't even... Wow. That's crazy. You can't even quit. I'm not trying to play, but I'm just main. Game modes. Okay, there you are. I have to put the volume down, you know what I'm saying, due to copyright, I'm just trying to find the teams, man. My player, NBA Today. Let me go to options. Manage roster. There you go. I don't know. It was totally different from the PlayStation 2 version. Everything was... Alright, so obviously in the 2K10, we're starting off with the LA Lakers. You had Kobe Bryant, you had Paul Gasol, you had Ron Artest, you had Lamar Odom, who was on crack. Yo. Stephen A. Smith with that damn... You had Andrew Bynum. Wait, Andrew Bynum came out of... He came out of St. Joseph High School. So he came right out of high school, huh? That's crazy. You had Derek Fisher. You have Sasha. You had Luke Walton, Shannon Brown, Jordan Farmar. You had Josh Powell. You had Adam. You had PJ. So yeah, damn it. We're going to the Orlando Magic. We all know who the Orlando Magic had: Matt Barnes, Jesse Williams, who don't obviously have a picture. Anthony Johnson, Ryan Anderson, JJ Redick, Wow, I didn't even go all the way down. Dwight Howard, who was 24 at the time. Vinny Carter, Jamar Nelson, Rashard Lewis, Patel Pierce, Brandon Bass, Morgan Gortat, Matt Barnes, Jason Williams, and I just named the rest. You know what I'm saying? You have the Dallas Mavericks. You had Dirk. You had Jason Kidd. You had Jason Terry. You had Josh Howard. You had Shannon Brown. You had Sean Marion. You had J.J. Barea. You had... Why do I see J.J. Barea in two different teams? Oh, okay. My dumbass does. But anyways, you have Drew Gruden. You have Quentin Ross. You have Eric Dampier. You have Tim Thomas. You have Nathan Dewaya. If I butcher your name, my bad. You have Chris Humphries. You have Shane Williams. You have Greg. You have Matt Croy. You know what I'm saying? We are going to the New Jersey Nets, who was the New Jersey Nets at the time, not the Brooklyn Nets, New Jersey Nets. You had Devin Harris. You had Brick Lopez, who was 21 years old. You had Alfar Austin, who wasn't really that bad. You have Tara Williams, who wasn't bad. You have Keon Dooley, who wasn't really that bad. You had Courtney Lee. You have Bob Simmons. You have Sean Williams. You have Darius Hayes. You have, I'm not even, Genaria. I think that's how you pronounce his name. You have Trenton Hazel. You have Chris Douglas Roberts. You have Julian Tao. You have Josh Bone. You have Tony Batty. And then that's it. Don't necessarily have didn't necessarily have a star, you know. All right, we're going to the Denver Nuggets. The Denver Nuggets had Carmelo Anthony, 25 years old. You had Chauncey Billups. You had Nene. You had Kenyon Martin. You had Ty Lawson. You had J.R. Smith. You had Rodolfo Bachman. You had Chris Anderson, Birdman. You had Aaron Afalo. You had Anthony Carter. You had Allen. Pretty good squad. You did not have Paul George at the time, because I believe Paul George was around. I believe Paul George was drafted around 2008. So he may be in this game, but I doubt it. You have Danny Granger, you have Troy Murphy, you have T.J. Ford, you have Tyler Hersberg, you have Josh Foster, you have Dante Jones, you had Mike Denvin. You had Mike Denvin, you had Brandon Walsh, you had Roy Hibbert, you had Ora Watson, you had Travis Diener, you have Josh McRoberts, you have Solomon Jones, and that's it. Like I said, Paul George wasn't in 2K10. We're going to the Pistons. You had Hamilton, you had Ben Gordon, you had Tayshaun Prince, you had Rodney Stuckey, you had Ben Wallace, you had Charles, you had Charlie, you had Max, you had Will Bynum, you had Chris, you had Austin Day, you had Summers, you had Jonas, you had Kwame Brown. From Glen Academy High School. He was the Wizards' first pick. Jesus. But anyways, man, Kwame Brown, ladies and... Wow, he's a 75 rebounder? Y'all see that? He was a 75 rebounder. Kwame Brown. His offense is 52, his defense is 46, but his rebounding is 95. It's crazy. On to the Raptors, who had Chris Bosh at the time, 25 years old. You had Tito Herculou. You had Joseph Calderon. You had Jack Jarrett. You had Bryn Yardy. You had Marco Bellinari. You had You had Lamar DeRozan. You had Amar Johnson. You had Marcus Banks. You had Nasro Spincherikic. I think he was the center that Stephen A. used to say so bad. not bad, but in a funny way. You have Andre Wright, and you have Reggie Evans, you have Sonny Williams, you have Quincy Boodley, you have Patrick O'Brien, and then that's it. Let's see. Obviously, the the Houston Rockets. Obviously, you had Yao Ming, Tracy McGrady, Lucas Scola. You had Trevor Ariza. You had Shane Battier. You had Aaron Brooks. You had Kyle Lowry. You had Kyle Landry. You had Chase Binger. You had Chuck Hayes. You had Pops. You had Josie. You had Jermaine Taylor. You had David. You had Brant Berry. And that's it. I remember him. Okay, we are going to the Spurs. We had Tim Duncan. You had Tony Parker. You had Manu Ginobili. You had Richard Jefferson. No, Kawhi Leonard, I should say. You had Roger Mason. You had Anthony McDyess. You had Michael Finley. You had Theo Ratcliffe, George Hill, Jawan Blair, Matt Barner, Harrison, Iman, Annie Iman, and then that's it. Obviously, Kawhi Leonard was not in this game. Obviously, you had Amari Stoudemire, you had Steve Nash, you had Laurel, you had Lindraro Brosa, you had Grant Hill, you had Jason Richardson, you had Lewis, you had Clark, you had Jared Dudley, you had Taylor, you had Gordon Gardrick, you had Channing Frye, you had Lopez, you had Tucker, you had Sasha, and that's it. Oh my God, I'm so worried. Who did the Knicks have? I'm pretty sure that they had Stoudemire in 2010, right? Stoudemire should have been with the Knicks around this time, but I'm guessing this was, you know what? This was the 09 season. This wasn't the 010. Because people have to forget, because people have to remember, Kevin Durant was drafted in what year? See what it says? It says the 09. So this was basically, it says 09. This is 010, but this is basically 09. Or 07. 09 or 07. So obviously you have the big three, the young guns, James Harden, Russell Westbrook, Durant, Jeff Green, Nick, Stephalosia, DJ White, Thomas, Sean Livingston, Kyler Weaver, Nastrick, Kevin, BJ, and yeah. The Minnesota Timberwolves, you had Al Jefferson, you had Tony Fly, you had Kevin Love, you had Corey Brewer, you had Ryan, you had Wayne Ellington, who's still in the league. You had Darius, you had Wilkins, you had Chuck, you had Bobby Brown, you had Brandon, you had Ryan Collins, you had Mark Blunt, you had Pasturic, I think that's how you pronounce his name. Obviously the Portland Trailblazers had Brandon Roy, Andre Miller, Marcus Aldridge, Greg Oldham, who was supposed to be on the Heat, but obviously not that year. He was on the 2K14 Heat though. I mean, not 2K14, but he was on the team. He didn't make the roster though. That's the sad part about it. But you had Steve Blake, you had Travis Outlaw, you had Rudy, you had Joel, you had Jared Bayless, you had Nicholas Batum, you had Martell Webster. I don't know who the Knicks got though. That's my thing. I don't want to keep on going past. Let me see. I think I passed a few teams. Okay, we on the Portland Trailblazers. I mean, we on the Warriors. So yeah, this is basically 09 because I remember when this is 09. This is not 010. This is 09. Because I remember when, the Knicks passed on Curry, who had the chance to take Curry, but obviously we all know how that ended. So the Golden State Warriors with the old school logo had Stephen Jackson, Corey, Monte Ellis, Andres, McKellar, Stephen Curry, Ronnie Turioff, Anthony Randolph, Brian Wright, Tice Law, Devon George, Speedy Claxton, Anthony Moreau. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think I passed a few teams. I didn't necessarily go in any order though. The Washington Wizards had Carton Butler. They had Agent Zero, Albert Arenas. They had Antoine Jameson. They had Randy Foye. They had Mike Miller. They had Deshaun Stevenson, who was on the Mavericks, I believe. Well, before then. They had Nick Young. They had Dominic. They had Mike James. They had Blatch. They had Arbito. They had Brandon Hayward. They had JaVale McGee, who was a young 21-year-old, 90 rebounder. They had Travis Quirton, and then that's it. Yeah, I know I passed the Bulls. I'm not even gonna look at the All-Star. I'm not gonna look at the All-Star. Let me see. Did any of my Knicks make it? I'm pretty sure not. They still had Allen Iverson? Oh, of course. And let me look at the Western team. The Western team. Paul George, Chauncey Billups. Okay, and this is the 1950s and 60s. This is the 70s East. This is the 70s West. Let me see the 90s West. Let me see what they had. The 90s East. Damn, they were loaded. Sheesh. They're going to have Michael Jordan in here. What? They didn't have Michael Jordan? Wow, they tripping. The West had Carmelo, Jocks. Don't he look like a young Phil? No, let me see. Jack. Alex English. Damn, they botched the whole entire 80s. That's crazy. Obviously, the West had Hakeem Olajuwon and David Robinson, Karl Malone, Jason Kidd, Shaq, Clyde Drexler, Kevin Johnson, Chris Mullin, Mitch Richardman, Jeff Hornacek. I don't even know who that guy is. Don't know who he is. They just had a bunch of no names to this. And then obviously you had the international. You had the 2000 draft class. Alright, so you had Michael Reed, you had Turkoglu, you had Jamal, you had Kenyon, you had Mike, you had Joel, you had Quentin, you had Jamal, you had Speedy Claxton, you had Matson, you had Swift, you had Peterson. So yeah. And then obviously they go to the 2002 draft. Wow, I like how they did it too. So you can actually see who actually made the Team Jordan. You have the 07, 06 draft class. You have the 07 draft class as well. You have the Jordans. You know what I'm saying? You have the Team Jordan, which I never had. The Team Jordan. Can you actually play with them? You have the free agency, Raymond. Wow, and you had Stephon Marbury. You had Allen Iverson, who was 34 at the time. You had Raymond Sessions, Stephon Marbury, Knight, Tinsley. I remember Tinsley. Murray, Graham, C.J. Watson, Jared Stackhouse. You know what I'm saying? Look at Tyronn Lue. Wally Zuriak. You know, I see him on TV a lot too. Marquise Daniels, Steve Francis. Damn, Jawan Dixon, I remember him. Beef Cousins, I remember him. Bobby Jackson, I remember him. Mush Parker, I remember him. Walter Herman, I remember him. Yeah, man, this free agency draft class is not good at all, obviously. But you know, now we're gonna go to the good parts. We're gonna go to the Philadelphia 76ers with Andre Iguodala, Elton Brand, Thaddeus Young. I know I think he's a owner now or GM. Yeah, he's a GM, not an owner. My bad. He's a GM. You have over his right. You had Samuel Downlibert. You had Lou Williams. You had Willie Green. You had Marquise Spites. You had Drew Holiday. You had Jason. You had Jason Smith. And you had Roy Evie. Obviously, Joel Embiid wasn't really around. So, we're going to the Bobcats. We had Jared Wallace. You had Raymond Felton, Boris Diaw, Bell, DJ Augustin, Tyson Chandler, Derek Brown, Gerald Henderson, Nazar Muhammad, Vladimir, Dante Jefferson, Alex, and then that's it. Well, I'm so nervous on who the Knicks got, dog. I don't remember. I thought Stoudemire was on here though. But I mean, I know he's on here, but I thought he was gonna be on the Knicks. Cause I remember we had got him in 010, but this is 09, so this was I think this is 11. Yeah, 2K11. He's on the Knicks. You know what? So yeah, we're just gonna run past who here. You know what I'm saying? Just show you who the Bucks got. No, Giannis was not in here. I think Giannis was on the 2K. I just had it too. Obviously, you had a young Derrick Rose. Giannis was on 2K. I think Giannis was on 2K14. I forgot one of those. So yeah. You had a young Derrick Rose. You had obviously LeBron James, who was 25 at the time. Shaq, Mo, LeBron James' daddy. No, I'm just playing. You know, you had Augauskas. You had Anthony Parker, Anderson Varejao. You know what I'm saying? You had the whole 9 yards. Boston Celtics. We already know who was on this team. Obviously, there's no need to going down. Clippers, you had the young Blake Griffin, Marcus Camby, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. So all they was missing was Chris Paul. So yeah, OJ Mayo, you know what I'm saying, Rudy Gay, Zach Randolph. You know, this was like the old Grizzlies team. This Grizzlies team wasn't really that bad. This Grizzlies team wasn't really that bad neither, you know. OJ Mayo wasn't bad. Is he still in the league? Obviously, you had Joe Johnson, Mike Bibby, Josh, you know what I'm saying? You know, Atlanta team that didn't even go nowhere. Sad. Obviously, you had Dwayne Wade, Jermaine O'Neal, Mario Chalmers, Michael Beasley, Udonis Haslem, Quickly, Wright, Richardson, Dante Cook. You know, you had a Joel Anthony, Mike Jones, James Jones. And yeah. Obviously, you had Chris Paul, the Hornets, New Orleans Hornets. You had Kemba Okafor. You had David West, James Posey, Antonio Daniels, Jawan White, Darren Collinson, P. Sorry, Pia Staropesteric, I think. If I butcher his name, my bad. Morris Peterson, Devin Brown, and a bunch of nobodies. All right, now we're going to go to the Utah Jazz, who had Darren Williams, a promising Darren Williams, Carlos Boozer, Paul Millsap, AK-47, Ronnie Bound, Matt, Eric, Ronnie Price, Kyle Cover, CJ Miles, and yeah, that's it. Oh my God, I'm so nervous who the fuck the Knicks got. The Knicks are coming up next. Let me see. Yep. Alright, so, wait a minute. Alright, so they had Kenya Martin, Eric Evans, Andros Garcia, Jason, Beno, Spencer Hayes, Rodriguez, Thomas, May, Dante Green, Omar Casper. And then we're going to the Knicks, and then this will be it, because I already been through the whole one. So the Knicks had Nate Robinson, David Lee, Al Harrington, Larry Hughes, Tyson Chandler, Wilson Chandler, Chris Dunn, Eddie Curry, Tony Douglas, Jared Jeffries, Jordan Hill, something, I don't even know his name, but he's a nobody. Denaro Gallinari, and that's it. So this was the 09 season. This was the 09 season where the Knicks were supposed to draft Curry. So we still had Nate Robinson, who was a promising point guard, but obviously he just didn't pan out. So yeah, this is the 2010, actually 2009 NBA, because they skip a year. Like every time you see, oh, it says 2009, it's not really 2009, it's the year after that, or it's the year before that. So this was the rundown of the 2K10 or 2K9 roster. Like, comment, subscribe. If you know anybody that I mentioned, y'all can let me know in the comment section down below. Until next time, take care of yourself and each other.